The Conjuring is a very well-known horror movie franchise. Over what would almost be a decade now, they have made some truly terrifying and amazing movies, and also some not-so-great ones. In this video, I'll be ranking all of the movies in the Conjuring series from worst to best. Before I get into that, please remember to like and subscribe and comment what movie or TV show we should discuss next. Also, remember to follow DM Reviews on Twitter. And a warning for minor spoilers for the entire Conjuring franchise. At number 8, we have The Curse of La Llorona. The Curse of La Llorona is a very good example of what an awful movie can be. La Llorona is a character in Spanish folktale that says that a woman killed her 2 children in a lake because her husband cheated on her. Filled with remorse, she killed herself too. If you are bad, and parents say that if you are bad, then La Llorona will come for you too. Parents say this to their children to scare them into not doing bad things. And trust me, if I ever heard my parents tell me this story, I would be a saint. I genuinely think that this is a pretty scary story to have a movie based off of. They could have done so much better, but instead we got a movie that first off was not scary and second of all had an awful story with some even worse characters. That acting was also pretty bad. At number 7, we have The Nun. The whole point of this movie was to try to explain where the nun came from before the events of The Conjuring II. Personally, I did not mind the story that much, but it was still pretty bad. The Conjuring series is known for the amazing sense of dread that builds up through the entirety of their movies. This one is just filled with cheap jump scares that never got me. I did personally enjoy the ending on how the demon Valak connected to The Conjuring 2. But that really was the only interesting part of the film. The other parts were just exposition that was really not interesting, and it was quite meaningless to me. And it just kept on running on for no reason. At number 6, we have Annabelle. I know this is not the majority's opinion, but I actually enjoyed the story of Annabelle. I thought the middle to the end was pretty good, but what was not good to me was a very slow first 30 minutes. But once you get through that, there is a pretty fun movie in that film. A major flaw was that there are really barely any scares, not even jump scares. Also, everyone in the movie was acting like they knew that the doll wasn't doing anything to the characters, but it was the demon inside the doll. I thought that broke any tension in the last half, which I did, but again, I did enjoy, but not for the scares, but for the story. The next 5 are really great movies, and I had a very hard time deciding between them. So at number 5, we have Annabelle Creation. This movie was so good. This is the second movie in the Annabelle trilogy. This movie did almost everything right and did what the series did best: scare the crap out of you while telling an amazing story. Annabelle Creation told the story of how Annabelle the doll was created. It had some pretty creepy scenes that are sure to really scare you. And the ending was very creepy, twisted, but also being amazing. The ending still brings shivers down my spine, but it was so good. It was different than the first one because just like in the rest of the Conjuring films, it built up tension over time, while the first one just had jump scares which were not scary at all. At number 4, we have The Conjuring: The Devil Made Me Do It. This movie was the third entry in the mainline Conjuring series, and just like the rest of them, are amazing. The movie follows Ed and Lorraine Warren as they try to prove that a young man murdered someone because the devil made him do it. And did I already mention that this case actually happened in real life? Just like how every Conjuring movie is based off true events, which makes it even more interesting. This movie does get very dark and disturbing at times, and what makes it even scarier is the amazing acting of Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. The only flaw I would say is that it wasn't even close to being as scary as the other Conjuring films, but that does not mean that it was not scary. At number 3, we have The Conjuring II. The Conjuring II is a terrifying movie while also maintaining a rich and original plot. It takes place when a family thinks that their daughter is possessed by a man who lives in the house before them. This movie was from the terrifying mind of James Wan, which meant it was sure to be a fright fest. You were also able to tell that it is from a wonderful mind of James Wan because of the classic use of uneasy camera angles and music. Also, he puts a really cool twist on jump scares by making you pretty much know that they're going to happen by showing the object or person hide in the background, just like the first one, and just like all Conjuring movies, it was also based on true events. There is also some great characterization for the family being haunted by the spirit, which is a great touch to an even better film. At number 2, we have Annabelle Comes Home. This, to me, is one of the scariest ones in the franchise. The movie takes place in the Warren's Occult Museum after someone opened the Annabelle case, accidentally bringing the demon and Annabelle to life. Annabelle was able to take control of all the terrifying artifacts in the museum, which is what terrorized the main characters in the film. Firstly, I thought most of the artifacts shown in the movie were very, very scary, especially the samurai armor, that when one goes near it, it makes you hear and see all the absolutely awful and brutal things that samurai did when he lived. When I first saw The Conjuring, I thought all those artifacts were just background, so I thought this was a really cool way to show what all the artifacts do. The story is also a highlight for the movie. The movie told a truly emotional and well-shown story. It also helped that Ed and Lorraine Warren was in the movie for a good half hour, which was a really fun surprise. And number 1, we have The Conjuring. What else to say is that besides that movie is absolutely terrifying. This definitely is the scariest movie I've ever seen. The pacing is so well done for the whole movie. Even in the more quieter parts of the film left me on the edge of my seat. Even the camera angles left me on edge. This not just the scariest movie, but it's also the best one. The story and the acting was terrific. This movie made the overused haunted house horror trope into something original, and that I think everybody who saw it enjoyed. There was one part in the movie that scared me so much that I had to pause it and catch my breath. This movie shows what James Wan is truly capable of. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Also, please tell me your thoughts of the Conjureverse and your ranking of each film in the comments below. This is one of Demair's writers, and I'll see you guys on the next one.